I've been building tire walls for a long time, and this amazingly innovative design by Anesthesia Dreamin' is a game changer. Check it out. I wanted to take today to try this amazingly innovative upgrade to what I was trying to build a couple of years ago. A much simpler mechanism, a less expensive and easier to build mechanism that seems to work just as well, if not better. It overcame several of the challenges I had with the previous design, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. So here I am starting with a standard automobile tire. It's about 26 inches wide, and it's about 8 inches from the top of this hip to the ground. Now I always recommend you start off by pre-filling the tire as much as possible. So these tires have a few layers of cardboard on the bottom to keep the dirt from falling through. It's good and stabilized that way, and nothing's in the way when you're trying to at least get it as full as possible. I still like the idea, and it seems to work just as well. A good rubber mallet lets you get in there and pack that into the sides very well, so I'm going to keep on using this aspect of the process. Let's put this tool on and you'll see what I'm talking about. Get the feet on there, get them centered over the lip. And then we're going to drop the mechanism in. Just pressing, releasing them, sliding them under the lip. And here's the beautiful part. Just put your foot on that. Give it a good pull. Now let's see how far we raised this interior lip up. So I opened up that inner lip almost 3 inches, just using that pulling method. Foot here, holding it down, pulling that up. Gave myself 3 additional inches of clearance to pack more dirt in. Here are some amazing upgrades to this design. Number one, the big challenge I had with my design was because I had this huge complicated mechanism over the tire. If you're up on a wall, it created quite a hazard trying to negotiate around that thing going along the wall. This does not pose that problem. Secondly, bringing up buckets of dirt to dump into this in that old mechanism was also a challenge because you had to come in from the side, whereas here we can put the bucket on the handle and tip it right in. There's nothing to keep it from blocking the bucket as you're emptying it. Next, I've got a lot more room, as you can see, to pack the dirt in as we go. So let's put a little more in. You can see what I'm talking about. Even throwing the shovels of dirt doesn't pose an obstacle to this. We can still get in, force it in with our hands. Of course, I highly recommend gloves. But as you can see, I get the same amount of clearance as I did before. Now, it doesn't lift the side up quite as high, but with any kind of leverage, I can do that. And this is strong enough to lift that up if I want to pack any of the dirt in and hammer it in place. Simple little leverage. This tool right here, revolutionary. It's going to make filling the tire for every tire wall faster, safer, easier. Plenty of leverage, and then when you're done, just release the mechanism, pop them right out, and you're on to the next tire. Brilliant. Let me point out a few very basic changes that I made to that incredible upgrade by Anesthesia Dreamin'. You'll see I started off with two 12-inch bar clamps, and I cut off about 4 inches and welded it perpendicular to the bar to give me a little bit a two-handed grip, and then my foot can stand on this little notch as it stands on the leg to give me extra leverage to pull it up even higher. So that's just cut from the 12-inch clamp. Plus, it gives me a lot more mobility upward as I'm pulling. As he pointed out, we didn't need these handles after all, so I just screwed them up as much as possible and cut them off with a grinder. I didn't even bother to completely remove the feet. I just cut off a big chunk of the wedge, and then I took my metal cutting grinder and I just grooved some notches into the upper side of that to grip the lip of the tire. I bought two 12-inch heavy-duty bar clamps. I bought two lengths of 3/4 inch by 36-inch steel flat bar. I bought a 36-inch length of 1-inch tubular steel, and I cut that 36-inch into an 8-inch piece that you can see. I split it on two ends to make the 2 feet, and I didn't even bother to weld any kind of nubs. I just took the grinder and I cut some notches, and then I used some pliers just to bend it down on the top and the side. So I cut two 4-inch pieces for the slide, 4 5-inch pieces for the risers, and as you can see from my previous videos, my welding has not gotten better, but this 8-inch foot stands up very well on the tires. This 5-inch riser gives me plenty of clearance to pull up the tires of different height. It also makes it a little bit more stable side to side, gives me a little bit more foot rest when I'm putting my foot here, my toe here to pull up on this bar. And just like Anesthesia Dreamin' did, I cut off just about 1 inch off of each piece end and welded them in. Oh, that's bad. But nonetheless, by using a 36-inch bar, that can handle even most large light truck tires, which can be up to 32 to 34 inches wide. Now, if I changed anything, what I would do is I would weld these risers further back towards the back of this slide. That way I would get even more clearance if I happen to have a tire that was larger than 36 inches. And then I just spray painted it and tested it out. It works amazingly well. So 2 inches of 3/4 inch, 36-inch flat bar, 1 length of 36-inch by 1-inch tubular steel, and 2 12-inch bar clamps, and that's all it took to make this highly innovative upgrade. We'll be using this very soon.